Most people spend their lives chasing things they think they want. They chase money, recognition, relationships, status, and achievements, believing that once they finally obtain them, they will feel complete. Yet many people reach their goals only to discover that the satisfaction they expected never truly arrives. They continue searching for the next accomplishment, the next milestone, the next destination, hoping it will finally fill the emptiness they feel within. The reason is simple. Manifestation does not begin with the world around you. It begins with the world within you. Many people want different results while remaining the same person. They want success while holding onto limiting beliefs. They want abundance while thinking from a place of scarcity. They want confidence while constantly doubting themselves. They want change without transformation, but life does not respond only to what you desire. It responds to who you are becoming. The first challenge is understanding what you truly want, not what society tells you to want, not what your friends admire, not what looks impressive to others. What do you genuinely desire when all external expectations are removed? Most people never ask themselves this question honestly. They spend years pursuing goals that were never theirs to begin with. When your desire is authentic, it creates energy, it creates purpose, it creates a direction strong enough to guide you through uncertainty. Once you know what you want, another obstacle appears: fear. Fear disguises itself in many forms. Sometimes it appears as doubt. Sometimes it appears as procrastination. Sometimes it appears as perfectionism. It whispers that you are not ready, not capable, not talented enough, not deserving enough. It convinces you to stay where you are because familiarity feels safer than growth. Yet every meaningful achievement requires stepping beyond the boundaries of comfort. The greatest prison is not the one built by circumstances. It is the one built by beliefs. Many people carry invisible limitations for years. They assume failure before they begin. They expect rejection before they speak. They predict disappointment before they act. These assumptions become self-fulfilling because people behave according to what they believe. If you constantly tell yourself that something is impossible, your actions will reflect that belief. If you believe you can grow, learn, and overcome challenges, your actions will begin reflecting that reality as well. Manifestation is not magic. It is alignment. When your thoughts move in one direction, your emotions move in another, and your actions move in a third, progress becomes difficult. Imagine trying to row a boat while pulling each oar in a different direction. Effort is being made, but movement is limited. The same thing happens within the human mind. True power emerges when your thoughts support your goals, your emotions strengthen your commitment, and your actions reflect the future you want to create. Many people spend too much time thinking about tomorrow and not enough time mastering today. They become obsessed with outcomes while neglecting the process. They focus on where they want to be instead of what they need to do right now. Yet every future achievement is built from present actions. Every skill is developed one practice at a time. Every success is built one decision at a time. Every transformation occurs one day at a time. The present moment is where your power exists. You cannot change yesterday. You cannot directly control tomorrow. You can only influence what you choose to think, feel, and do right now. This moment is where habits are formed. This moment is where courage is demonstrated. This moment is where discipline is exercised. The future is not something that suddenly arrives. It is something that is quietly being created through the choices you make today. There will be moments when progress feels invisible. There will be times when your efforts seem unrewarded. There will be periods when nothing appears to be changing. During these moments, many people quit. They mistake a lack of immediate results for a lack of progress. They forget that some of the most important growth happens beneath the surface. A seed spends a long time developing roots before anyone sees evidence of growth above the ground. The same principle applies to personal transformation. Confidence develops before success becomes visible. Discipline strengthens before achievement arrives. Character grows before opportunities appear. Trust the process. Not because it is easy, not because it is guaranteed, but because growth requires patience. Stop measuring your life only by immediate results. Measure it by the person you are becoming. Measure it by the courage you show when fear appears. Measure it by your willingness to continue when the path becomes difficult. Measure it by the integrity of your actions when nobody is watching. The truth is that you do not attract what you merely wish for. You attract what you consistently prepare yourself to receive. If you desire success, become disciplined. If you desire abundance, become valuable. If you desire confidence, practice courage. If you desire peace, cultivate awareness. The person capable of sustaining the life you want must be developed before that life can fully emerge. Every thought matters, every choice matters, every action matters. The life you desire is not waiting somewhere in the distant future. It is being shaped right now through the habits you repeat, the beliefs you strengthen, and the standards you choose to live by. The moment you stop waiting for circumstances to change and start changing yourself, everything begins to shift. Your perspective changes, your decisions change, your energy changes, your opportunities change, and when you transform the person in the mirror, the world around you can no longer remain the same. Most people believe they know what they want, but when they are asked to describe it clearly, they often struggle. They speak in general terms such as wanting success, happiness, freedom, or a better life. These desires sound meaningful, yet they are too vague to create a clear direction. The mind cannot effectively move towards something it cannot clearly see. Just as an archer cannot hit a target that is hidden in the fog, a person cannot consistently move toward a future that exists only as a blurry idea. Many people spend years chasing goals that were never truly theirs. They absorb expectations from family, society, friends, and social media. They see what others admire and assume they should want the same things. Over time, they become disconnected from their genuine desires. They climb ladders only to discover they were leaning against the wrong wall. This creates frustration, confusion, and a constant feeling that something is missing, even when achievements are obtained. Clarity begins with honest self-reflection. It requires the courage to look beyond external influences and ask difficult questions. What truly matters to you? What kind of life would feel meaningful even if nobody praised you for it? What activities make you feel alive? What values are non-negotiable in your life? The answers may not appear immediately, but the process of asking these questions gradually reveals what is authentic. When a desire becomes clear, something powerful happens within the mind. Energy that was previously scattered starts to gather around a single direction. Decisions become easier because there is a standard against which choices can be measured. Opportunities that once seemed invisible become noticeable. The brain naturally begins filtering information based on what it considers important. This is why two people can walk through the same environment and notice completely different possibilities. Their focus determines what they see. Clarity also creates commitment. Unclear desires produce weak effort because there is no strong emotional connection to the outcome. Clear desires generate persistence because they are linked to something deeply meaningful. During difficult moments, this clarity acts as an anchor. It reminds you why you started and why continuing matters. Obstacles become challenges to overcome rather than reasons to quit. The clearer your vision becomes, the stronger your ability to maintain focus, discipline, and determination in the face of uncertainty and distraction. Most people believe they know what they want, but when they are asked to describe it clearly, they often struggle. They speak in general terms such as wanting success, happiness, freedom, or a better life. These desires sound meaningful, yet they are too vague to create a clear direction. The mind cannot effectively move towards something it cannot clearly see. Just as an archer cannot hit a target that is hidden in the fog, a person cannot consistently move toward a future that exists only as a blurry idea. Many people spend years chasing goals that were never truly theirs. They absorb expectations from family, society, friends, and social media. They see what others admire and assume they should want the same things. Over time, they become disconnected from their genuine desires. They climb ladders only to discover they were leaning against the wrong wall. This creates frustration, confusion, and a constant feeling that something is missing, even when achievements are obtained. Clarity begins with honest self-reflection. It requires the courage to look beyond external influences and ask difficult questions. What truly matters to you? What kind of life would feel meaningful, even if nobody praised you for it? What activities make you feel alive? What values are non-negotiable in your life? The answers may not appear immediately, but the process of asking these questions gradually reveals what is authentic. When a desire becomes clear, something powerful happens within the mind. Energy that was previously scattered starts to gather around a single direction. Decisions become easier because there is a standard against which choices can be measured. Opportunities that once seemed invisible become noticeable. The brain naturally begins filtering information based on what it considers important. This is why two people can walk through the same environment and notice completely different possibilities. Their focus determines what they see. Clarity also creates commitment. Unclear desires produce weak effort because there is no strong emotional connection to the outcome. Clear desires generate persistence because they are linked to something deeply meaningful. During difficult moments, this clarity acts as an anchor. It reminds you why you started and why continuing matters. Obstacles become challenges to overcome rather than reasons to quit. The clearer your vision becomes, the stronger your ability to maintain focus, discipline, and determination in the face of uncertainty and distraction. One of the greatest obstacles standing between a person and their desires is not the lack of opportunity, resources, or talent. It is the resistance that exists within their own mind. Many people focus entirely on what they want to achieve while ignoring the hidden thoughts and emotions that are working against them. They dream of success, yet secretly believe they are not capable. They seek happiness, yet remain attached to painful memories. They desire abundance, yet constantly fear loss and failure. This internal conflict creates resistance that slows progress and drains energy. Inner resistance often develops over many years. It is formed through past experiences, disappointments, criticism, and repeated negative beliefs. A person may have been told they were not good enough, intelligent enough, attractive enough, or talented enough. Over time, these messages become deeply rooted assumptions. Even when opportunities appear, these assumptions influence decisions and behavior. People begin limiting themselves without realizing it. They reject possibilities before even attempting them because they have already convinced themselves of failure. Fear is one of the strongest forms of resistance. Fear of rejection prevents people from expressing themselves. Fear of failure stops them from taking action. Fear of judgment causes them to hide their true potential. The mind creates endless scenarios about what could go wrong, and these imagined outcomes often feel more powerful than reality itself. As a result, many people remain trapped in familiar situations, not because they are incapable of change, but because they are afraid of uncertainty. Another source of resistance is self-doubt. Doubt quietly questions every goal and every decision. It whispers that success belongs to others, but not to you. It encourages hesitation and overthinking. The longer doubt remains unchallenged, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, people begin treating their doubts as facts rather than temporary thoughts. Removing inner resistance starts with awareness. You cannot change what you refuse to see. Instead of fighting every negative thought, learn to observe it. Notice the beliefs that appear whenever you think about your goals. Pay attention to the emotions that arise when you imagine success. Ask yourself whether those beliefs are based on reality or simply old stories you have carried for years. As awareness grows, resistance loses its power. Thoughts that once controlled your actions become easier to question. Fears that once seemed overwhelming become manageable. The mind gradually becomes less occupied with limitations and more open to possibilities. This creates space for confidence, trust, courage, and purposeful action to emerge naturally from within. Many people wonder why they are not getting the results they desire despite working hard and thinking positively. The reason is often a lack of alignment between their thoughts, emotions, and actions. These three elements are constantly influencing one another. When they move in different directions, they create internal conflict. When they move together toward the same objective, they create momentum, clarity, and power. A person may think about becoming successful every day, but if they emotionally believe they are destined to fail, their actions will reflect that belief. They may hesitate when opportunities appear, avoid taking risks, or give up too quickly when challenges arise. Likewise, someone may feel excited about a goal, but fail to take consistent action. Enthusiasm alone cannot create results if it is not supported by disciplined behavior. True progress happens when what you think, what you feel, and what you do are working together. Thoughts act as the blueprint. They shape your perception of reality and influence the decisions you make. Repeated thoughts become beliefs, and beliefs determine what you expect from life. If your mind is constantly focused on limitations, obstacles, and reasons why something cannot happen, it becomes difficult to move confidently toward any goal. Positive thinking is not about ignoring problems. It is about training the mind to focus on possibilities rather than becoming trapped by fear and negativity. Emotions provide energy to your thoughts. A thought filled with conviction carries more power than a thought filled with doubt. When you genuinely feel confidence, gratitude, determination, or enthusiasm, your actions naturally become stronger and more consistent. Emotions influence the quality of your effort, your persistence during difficult moments, and your willingness to keep moving forward when progress seems slow. Actions transform thoughts and emotions into reality. No matter how inspiring an idea may be, it remains only an idea until action is taken. Consistent action demonstrates commitment. It turns intentions into habits and habits into results. Every step, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Action also creates feedback, allowing you to learn, adjust, and improve over time. Alignment occurs when your mind believes in the possibility of success. Your emotions support that belief with confidence and determination, and your daily actions reflect the future you wish to create. There is no wasted energy because every part of you is moving in the same direction. Decisions become clearer, distractions lose their influence, and effort feels more meaningful because it is connected to a purpose that exists not only in your thoughts, but also in your emotions and behavior. Most people spend a large part of their lives either thinking about the past or worrying about the future. They replay old mistakes, regret missed opportunities, and carry memories that continue to influence their emotions. At the same time, they constantly imagine future problems, future responsibilities, and future outcomes. As a result, they rarely give their full attention to the present moment, even though it is the only place where life is actually happening. The mind often creates the illusion that fulfillment exists somewhere ahead. People tell themselves that they will finally be happy when they earn more money, achieve a certain goal, find the right relationship, or reach a specific stage in life. While ambition can be valuable, constantly postponing happiness creates a cycle of dissatisfaction. Each achievement leads to another target, and the feeling of fulfillment remains out of reach because attention is always focused on what comes next. The present moment is where every experience unfolds. Every decision, every action, every conversation, and every opportunity exists only in the now. The future is not created by wishful thinking alone. It is created by what a person consistently does in the present. Small actions performed today eventually become habits, and habits shape the direction of a life. When people neglect the present moment, they unknowingly weaken their ability to influence their future. Being present does not mean abandoning goals or ignoring responsibilities. It means giving complete attention to what is directly in front of you. When working, focus fully on the work. When listening, truly listen. When learning, absorb the lesson without allowing your mind to wander endlessly between past regrets and future concerns. This level of awareness improves the quality of every action, because energy is no longer divided between multiple distractions. The present moment also brings clarity. Many fears lose their intensity when examined closely. The mind often exaggerates future problems and creates scenarios that may never occur. By returning attention to what can actually be controlled right now, a person reduces unnecessary stress and gains a stronger sense of stability. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by everything that could happen, they concentrate on the next meaningful step. Presence strengthens discipline because it encourages action instead of procrastination. It becomes easier to start difficult tasks when attention is focused on the current moment rather than the entire journey ahead. Progress becomes more manageable because it is broken down into actions that can be taken today. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary effort. It is usually the accumulation of countless present moments used wisely, intentionally, and with full awareness. One of the most difficult challenges people face while pursuing their goals is learning how to remain committed without becoming emotionally attached to specific outcomes. Many individuals work hard, make plans, and invest significant energy into their ambitions, but they also develop an intense need for everything to happen exactly as they expect. They create a mental picture of how success should arrive, when it should arrive, and what it should look like. When reality unfolds differently, frustration, anxiety, and disappointment begin to take control. Attachment often comes from the desire for certainty. The mind wants guarantees before it feels safe. It wants proof that every effort will be rewarded and every sacrifice will lead directly to the desired result. However, life rarely follows a perfectly predictable path. Unexpected challenges appear, opportunities emerge from unexpected places, and progress often takes longer than anticipated. When people become too attached to a specific outcome, they suffer not only from obstacles themselves, but also from the gap between reality and their expectations. Trusting the process means understanding that growth is not always visible. Just because results have not appeared yet does not mean progress is absent. Many important developments happen beneath the surface. Skills improve through repetition. Confidence develops through experience. Wisdom grows through mistakes and challenges. These changes may not be immediately noticeable, but they create the foundation for future success. A person who focuses only on visible results may overlook the deeper transformation taking place within them. Patience plays a crucial role in this process. In a world that often celebrates instant gratification, waiting can feel uncomfortable. People want immediate feedback and quick rewards, yet many meaningful achievements require time. A tree does not grow overnight. Strong relationships are not built in a day. Mastery of any skill requires countless hours of practice. The natural pace of growth cannot be rushed without consequences. Impatience often leads people to abandon worth, while pursuits just before meaningful progress begins to emerge. Trust also reduces unnecessary stress. When a person becomes obsessed with controlling every outcome, they exhaust themselves mentally and emotionally. They spend more time worrying about the future than taking productive action in the present. Trust shifts attention away from what cannot be controlled and redirects it toward what can be controlled. Effort, attitude, learning, and persistence. Detachment does not mean indifference. It does not mean giving up on goals or lowering standards. It means caring deeply about the direction you are moving while accepting that the exact path may be different from what you imagined. It means continuing to act with commitment, discipline, and confidence, while allowing life the freedom to unfold in ways that cannot always be predicted or controlled. Many people focus all of their attention on obtaining what they want, while giving very little attention to who they are becoming in the process. They concentrate on the destination and overlook the transformation required to reach it. They ask how they can achieve success, wealth, confidence, influence, or fulfillment, but they rarely ask what kind of person they must become to sustain those things once they arrive. This perspective often creates frustration because lasting results are usually a reflection of personal growth rather than luck or chance. Every goal carries certain requirements. Success demands discipline. Leadership requires responsibility. Meaningful relationships require emotional maturity. Financial abundance often requires knowledge, patience, and sound decision making. These qualities cannot simply be acquired at the moment the goal is achieved. They must be developed beforehand. The person you are today determines the opportunities you recognize, the choices you make, and the actions you take. If your habits, mindset, and character remain unchanged, achieving different results becomes far more difficult. Many people mistakenly believe that external achievements will automatically transform them. They think confidence will appear after success, happiness will arrive after wealth, and self-worth will emerge after recognition from others. In reality, these qualities are often cultivated before the achievement itself. A confident person behaves differently than someone consumed by self-doubt. A disciplined person follows through on commitments even when motivation fades. A resilient person continues moving forward despite setbacks. These characteristics influence actions long before any visible results appear. Personal growth begins with taking responsibility for your current state, rather than waiting for circumstances to change. Instead of focusing on what is missing, attention shifts toward developing the qualities that support the life you want to create. If you desire greater success, practice consistency. If you seek stronger relationships, improve your communication and understanding. If you want respect, act with integrity and reliability. Every small improvement strengthens the foundation upon which future achievements are built. This process requires honesty. It is easy to identify external obstacles, but true growth often begins by recognizing internal limitations. Habits of procrastination, fear, negativity, impatience, or self-sabotage can quietly prevent progress. Becoming the person who deserves greater opportunities means confronting these patterns and replacing them with behaviors that align with your goals. As character develops, confidence naturally increases because it is supported by evidence. Each disciplined action, each promise kept, and each challenge overcome reinforces a stronger identity. Instead of hoping for a different future, you begin embodying the qualities associated with that future. Your decisions become more intentional, your standards become higher, and your actions reflect the person you are working to become rather than the person you used to be.